Okay, I want to talk about Vimana, specifically this one called the Pushpaka, and it's described in the epic Hindu saga called the Ramayana. Now, the Ramayana is a Sanskrit poem written by the poet Valmiki, and it's regarded as one of the two great works of Indian literature, along with the Mahabharata. And it's a poem that describes the story of a king named Rama and his wife Sita. And Sita is abducted by an evil demon king named Ravana. Ravana is the king of Lanka, which is currently Sri Lanka. And Rama um, was a king of an area in India named, let's see if I can get this, Wada. And yeah, Ayudhaya, if I pronounced that correctly. Sorry, guys, if I didn't get that exact. But basically, in this Ramayana, I have a version that's told by William Buckley. The Hindu original version is obviously written in, like I just said, Sanskrit, and it consists of 24,000 verses in 7 books. And like I said, it tells the story of Rama and his wife Sita being abducted by the king of Sri Lanka, Ravana. Now, this guy named William William Buck, became very interested in Hindu stories, and he began to teach himself what he needed to translate this into an English version. And this was around 1955, and in this book it just says that William Buck discovered an elaborate 19th century edition of the Sacred Song of the Lord, the Bhagavad Gita of Lord Krishna, in a state library in Carson City, Nevada. Now, isn't that interesting? Another Nevada connection for me. But anyway, he began to study Indian literature, and he translated the Ramayana and the Mahabharata into an English version. And unfortunately, he died at the age of 37 in 1970. So he got 2 things done, and he was working on a third, but I don't think he finished it. But he did a pretty good job. Now, what is interesting is, as I was looking at some of these people and where they came from, well, first of all, these kings are said to have lived for thousands of years, which is hard for me to fathom, but I don't know why that's attributed to them, but that's a mystery as well. But they're supposed to show proper behavior, and their stories teach Hindus the morals and how to act, and just lessons in life. Now, this King Rama, who married Sita, and they had their kingdom in Ayodhya, he goes out hunting one day and kills this deer, which ends up really being a demon. And at that point, his wife Sita is abducted by this demon king Ravana, and he flies her to Lanka in his chariot. And this chariot is a Pushpaka that his father got from Brahma. Now, what's interesting to me is they say that the demon king Ravana came from a Naga, And this Naga saw, well, these Nagas saw the father of this demon. I'm sorry, I mean the brother of this demon with all of his riches and the ship that he was given by Brahma. He was given a Pushpaka, and one of these Nagas, Sumali, told his daughter Kaikazi to go to Vishrava and get sons like that. And so she went up and became his second wife and gave birth to the demon Ravana. Ravana would be then the brother of uh, Vaishravana. Vaishrava married a Brahmana's daughter, and she had a son named Vaishravana. Now, I'm going to read this a little bit. Vaishravana was a happy child, good spirited, and friendly. He stayed on his grandfather's hillside, smiling away, greeting the days like new friends. So happily did he live that he forgot to eat or drink, and for 1,000 years he even forgot to breathe. When he did that, in heaven, Indra's marble throne grew hot. Lord Brahma had to come down and ask Vaishravana what he would like to have or to be. And this is what he said. Quote, I want to be always generous, answered Vaishravana, and Brahma made him lord of treasurers and riches and wealth. The treasure lord took the yakshas of the hill lakes who loved water for his treasure keepers and made their king Manabhadra his friend. And from Brahma he also received the huge aerial mind-driven chariot Pushpaka made by Viswakarman in heaven that could fly with horses or without them and was big as a small city and all covered with flowers. And further, Vashravana got immortality and all the wealth of the three worlds and the kingdom over kings. But Brahma gave him nowhere to live. Vashravana asked his father what to do, and Vishrava sent him to descend Lanka. The Yakshas carried the treasures of the worlds across the southern sea or rode over the waters in Pushpaka chariot. Vashravana made beautiful Lanka his home, and from time to time he would return to Himalaya to visit his parents, floating along by himself on rays of light. In the netherworlds of the Nagas, Malyavan and Sumali were still alive, looking up through the salt water of the southern sea from beneath a crevice in the ocean floor. They saw Vashravana taking his riches to Lanka. Malyavan didn't mind, but when Sumali saw Vashravana's wealth gleaming and casting brilliant lights, even on the floor of the sea, he was hit by envy. Unhappiness fell on him, and he asked questions and learned all about the birth of the treasure king. Sumali told his daughters, Kaikazi, go to Vishrava and get sons like that. She cast down her eyes, but fearing to disobey her father, she went to the hills. She stood before Vishrava, scuffing the ground with her toe. He looked at her and said, I am Kaikazi. Read the rest for yourself. Vishrava took her for a second wife, and when she gave birth, it was 4 Rakshasas, 3 sons and a daughter. Firstborn was Ravana. Ravana had 10 hideous heads and 20 arms. He was blacker than a heap of soot and fit to horrify the universe. He had 2 fangs curving up from each mouth and coppery lips and 20 red eyes. When he was born, every dog in the world howled as loud as he could and chased his tail madly, turning left in circles. Okay, I'm going to stop. So, and then she gives birth to 2 other sons and the daughter. But what's interesting Um, well, I guess she went to Vishrava, not Vashravana. But this Vishrava gave this Naga girl, whatever you want to call her, from bottom of the ocean, which would be the abyss, some sons, and one of them was a demon, Ravana. And he ends up going to Lanka and taking over. It says that, let's see, um, he does something and he's granted a wish by Brahma, and that he can't be killed by gods or humans. But in the end, he does get killed by Rama. Now, another interesting passage in here was that Ravana didn't eat animals; he ate men. So he was a cannibal. And let's see if I could quickly find that. But he ends up with this Pushpaka, and with it, he uses it to fly wherever, and he uses it to kidnap the woman who is the wife of Rama. Okay, now here, and then eventually Rama comes back and with the help of animals and goes to Sri Lanka and defeats Ravana and takes his wife back, and he also then takes the Pushpaka and takes him and his wife Sita back to their home near the Himalayas. Now, throughout this Ramayana, the gods are the ones that have these chariots that fly through the sky, and only one is given to these people that are on Sri Lanka, and it ends up in the hands of Ravana, then ends up in the hands of Rama, King Rama, takes it back to his city. Now, here's that passage about the cannibalism. It says, "Ah," said Indra, from disdain, "Ravana did not mention men or animals, and took no safeguard against them. He eats men. They are his food, and why should he fear them? Lord on earth, life resembles hell again. We need you again. Look at us, see us, and bless us. For the good of all worlds, Lord Narayana, accept birth as a man." Okay. So, that's what you have. Um, this is the description of this flying vehicle. And by the way, it was made by a god of the arts, which sounds an awful lot like Hephaestus. And it's only one. It was only one given. And it ends up in different hands of these different kings after they battle each other. So that is where this ship came from. This Pushpaka came from the gods. It was a gift. It wasn't created by humans. Okay, so that's it for my talk on the Ramayana and the Pushpaka Vimana. Oh, and one last thing. The King Rama is said to be the seventh avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu, who is also called Narayana. So he comes down to earth in this body of this Rama to kill this evil demon king Ravana. And like I said, he's the king of Ayodhya. So whatever you want to call this avatar, reincarnation, or using this body as an avatar, it's controlled or inhabited by a god used to kill this cannibalistic demon king who's acquired power and a flying ship. So that's it. Thank you.